Hello everybody, welcome to Legacies of Caine, a Vampire the Masquerade story. Of course, as usual, we're popping in here with my usual cast of characters. We have Umber Skies, Jess the Bubblegum Viking, and the CarpeDM.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
I died thrice this morning, but I'm back.
That's always important that you come back.
You just gotta avoid number 4. That's the big kicker.
How does everybody think their characters are doing? Now that's a wonderful one. Nathan, Dawn, and Leslie have just managed to get their way into the Ravnos lair, so to say, deep in the mountains of Kazakhstan.
Yeah, Dawn is ready for booby traps around every corner. And is terrified of finding bugs down here.
Wait, we didn't bring candy.
God damn it.
It's true, we didn't bring candy.
You couldn't wait more than 5 minutes, could you?
Nope.
I respect that.
God.
Being chased by helicopters and something resembling SWAT teams, apparently.
Yeah. Now I just want Candy to show up and go, "Hey, Mr. F!"
Oh, Jesus.
We'll send her in to distract the men that drop. It'll work.
I can sex him up, Mr. F!
Sex
Nathan,
appeal
boy.
is a powerful thing, but they do have guns.
So does she, in a sense. So.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have encouraged her to work out in the gym.
And
Candy's
she's
gonna
been
try and
working
ride
out
it
a
on.
lot.
A lot of push-ups.
Candy's
Well-
entire goal is just to bench press Dawn at some point.
Yo, I'm in.
I'd watch that.
Dawn loves strong
Me
women.
too.
Anyway, so, you just got through the hidden door, well, secret door is the best way to say it, of the Ravnos. Now, it wasn't the only entrance. The main entrance was under the little house that you went to, which you ended up not actually even looking for the main entrance there, because Dawn, Dawn, not the person, the actual time of day was coming around, and you wanted to avoid, well, burning alive. Well, dead, but...
And also exactly what happened.
And so you went to the local cave, and you explored the local cave to find the other entrance, of which you did find, and you managed to get into, and VtM managed to not only get you in there, but then to effectively lock the door behind you. So hopefully, if no one else is around, you won't encounter them. Or if other people are around, they won't follow you.
At least through that way.
At least from the way you came in.
They may have found the entrance in the house.
Oh god.
The possibility definitely exists. You have no idea where they're searching, if they find the place, how long they've been searching. You knew they started searching during the day.
Was the house entrance hidden, or...?
The house itself was relatively hidden, but you'd have to get close to notice it, just from the angles of the trees and the cliff face. So
But the cave entrance in the house.
the cave entrance was directly behind the house, and you'd have to kind of... you wouldn't have seen it easily if you approached the house by the way that you would have noticed the house. So, like, when you can finally notice the house, you notice the front of the house. If it wasn't for the fact that you knew there was a cave system near there, that you wouldn't have looked for it, because it was then directly behind the house. Also kind of hidden away. Not... If you do look around, you could find it. It isn't, like, super hidden. But it's hidden.
It's just not obvious.
It's not obvious, no.
Alright.
So that does give you a slight advantage. Just a slight one.
For right now.
So there's a set of stairs leading down in front of you. It is dark. There is no light, of course. And that's where we kind of are at right now.
So none of us can see at the moment, right?
No.
Can our dear friend VtM see? Leslie's gonna ask her.
She probably has a rank in Protean. I'll say sure.
All right. Well,
She can do
I
some red
guess
eyes.
Oh,
I'm gonna avoid looking at her.
Plus, it's just
I'm
that, like,
gonna ask her ahead of time if she can manifest. I can't remember what it's called, Eyes of the Beast or whatever.
And she's like, that is an ability I have.
All right. Well, I'm gonna kindly ask her not to look directly at me, and I will avoid looking directly at her.
She'll be kind of confused, but they're like, oh, all right.
Eyes of the Beast, that's what it's called, and I'll activate my own.
yeah, it's
So now Dawn and I see 2 pairs of glowing eyes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. You guys just see 2 hovering red dots.
Yeah, we're just like. I'm just gonna get out my phone and turn the torch on.
Right?
Well, much easier than activating anything.
Leslie's gonna stealth ahead, scout out.
All right. Please roll me
Make sure there's nothing.
dexterity stealth.
All right, I can.
Actually, Dawn, it might be best in the dark to avoid the use of light until it is necessary.
You kind of creep down the stairs very quietly. Fidame kind of moving out in front of the others, sort of as a eyes for them.
Leading them on.
And you are led down, of course, a set of stairs that goes down, you'd estimate maybe like 30 or 40 feet down into the ground. So it goes much deeper than the caves you were in. Not like the caves are already gone deeper into the mountains and stuff, but this goes down for a quite good distance. At the end of it, it ends, in fact, a wooden door. The wooden door is still in relatively okay condition. Looks like it's probably older, but was fairly well maintained up until it was abandoned, about 2 decades ago.
Okay. Just keep heading our way down through.
Okay, so
Do we
you're going to
see-
kind of push
find
through the
something?
wooden door.
Yeah.
Okay. It kind of opens out into a large chamber. This chamber, I would call it that you're entering in a square chamber. But oddly enough, the one of the tips of the square has been almost shaved off, so it's flat. So, and that forms a door right there. This chamber here seems to be some kind of maybe ritual chamber, it looks like. It's a much large room. It seems to have a lot of tables with various materials on them. Your familiarity with a lot of the old Ravnos or even Koldanic rituals is very low. You never quite jumped into that kind of thing for learning it anyway. But you know enough that you recognize that this most likely mimics a little bit of what you saw under Dracula's castle.
Minus a blue flame.
Minus a
presumably.
blue flame. The room here is completely dark. You do see some braziers that once probably could have held flame if they needed to. Those seem to not have been in use for quite some time. You do see, like, since you have the red eyes, you can kind of look around. It does look like they did have a kind of electric lights installed.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm gonna take a quick look around the wall, see if I can find a switch.
You will eventually manage to find a switch that turns it on. It seems like at least whatever the generator has a little bit of power left in it still,
Okay.
and might be. But it kind of flickers on for a little bit, and it looks like either the generator itself is not running, or maybe there was like a battery or something that it's running off of.
Didn't hear any sounds kick up when we flicked the switch, right?
No.
Okay.
So I would have described it like if you entered in from the left side of the room, then the kind of point is to your right and in that corner there, where it kind of goes on a diagonal and has the door there.
Well, I guess I'll push through it and keep going,
All right.
since I can see in the dark.
Yep. The wooden door does open just fine, and in front of you is a hallway with a couple of doors off to the side, and it goes down for quite a while.
I don't see an end to this hallway.
I might not. Let's see the range of your red eyes. If it's just perfectly pitch darkness that you can see, I'm just wondering if it goes for like longer than your normal vision would see very easily. We'll say that way. It goes off into the distance. You're not sure how far exactly.
As for Eyes of the Beast, vampire sees perfectly well in pitch darkness, not requiring a light source to notice details in even the darkest basement or cave.
Yeah. So, yeah. It just seems to go off.
Okay. I'll relay the news back to the others and see what everyone thinks. We got any specific plan of adventure, or if we're just gonna wander through?
You did notice that about the middle, I'd say the middle of all the doors you can see, because the doors do seem to stop at a certain point in time. Seems to be like a crossway, so you can go left or, like, you can continue forward down this main path, or there is paths to left or right.
Ooh.
So is it like, is there like an equal amount of doors on either side of this hallway leading up to that crossways, or?
Yes. There is 3 doors on either side, and there seems to be 4 doors on either side on the other side of it.
Okay.
And after that, the doors stop and the tunnel goes off a unknown distance.
I'll creep up to the crossroads and see what's on the other sides.
Each one seems to have their own hall. The hall seems to be the same length as the one that you have, the 3 doors, except there's only 1 door on each side rather than 3, and there's a similar wooden door to the one that you came into to get to this hallway on either side.
We're in a labyrinth, boys.
Oh, heck. Let's go.
Start going SWAT mode, kicking doors in.
Only other boy. Wait. Is the crocodile a boy?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
We never discussed it.
Okay.
We're in a labyrinth, ladies and gents. And crocodilians.
Perhaps VtM has an idea of where a secret holding place might be? Or a vault of some description?
I believe we have to seek out Durgasin's chambers. Personal chambers. Which should be at one of these ends of the hall. I believe we've entered here at a ritual chamber of some sorts. Remember, it's not normal for... Most Ravnos do not practice Kuldanic sorcery. She's one of the few that learned it. And of course...
Is it possible she hid her quarters with it?
The possibility does exist, but I would say that it would be at one of these end rooms of sorts.
Alright. I'm gonna check out the room on the left.
Okay.
Of the crossways.
I'm gonna ask Dawn which one she wants to check.
I'm gonna go to the right.
Okay.
So.
I'm with Dawn. Also, yeah, I'm with Dawn.
I guess VtM will stick with Leslie then.
Well, those are like 2 look.
Okay. So
We'll get out our
Kinda
phones.
Gnaw a bit hard and do this.
If anyone notices us, it'll be the lights shining from the other 2.
Yeah. So Leslie, you and VtM will head to the left side, and once again, it's a wooden door at the end of the hall.
Just gonna crack it open slowly and peek.
Okay. An unusual sight can be seen in here. If you didn't know this was underground, this large chamber, which mimics the chamber you came in from before. So now you realize that, like, the chamber you were in before wasn't necessarily square, but maybe it was more like a diamond, because it sort of matches the same thing over here. It is a very square chamber. This one is probably about the same size as the one before, except the center of it, kind of arranged in this area, is what can basically be described as a small European village, at least the center of it.
Wait, how big is this room?
The room with size is pretty decent size, but I'm gonna say, like, there are, like, small, like, 2-story buildings kind of squeezed in here.
Damn.
Okay.
That's bigger than I was picturing.
Yeah, that's a lot
Okay.
bigger than I was picturing.
I would say that the rooms themselves were maybe, like, 100 by 100. That's how big they
100
were.
meters, 100 feet?
Feet. So these buildings, there's maybe, like, 4 or 5 of them. Not a lot
Okay,
of
so
buildings.
they'd be squeezed, like, right up to the walls of the room.
Yeah,
then,
they're, like,
right?
squeezed right up to the walls. It's like the
Okay.
only areas that they're not kind of squeezed into is this kind of entryway.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
You can see that in the center of the room is a massive kind of light that is currently off, that if you wouldn't know any better, would probably mimic the line of light, almost like sunlight. You know, how bright it would be.
Not okay with that.
And I'm just gonna turn to VtM. There, it was just vampires living here, correct?
This is an old experiment of Dracovin. She attempted to train a herd of her own that she could keep in this place.
Ah.
I believe most of them ended up as ghouls.
Understandable.
Some of them might have been living here at the end, though. I don't think any were left behind, but this is indeed a strange ghost town to find in the middle of a mountain deep underground. I never learned much about it, but I know she was working on it. And before we left, I learned my best about what was here. She did warn me that the remains of her experiment were here.
I'm gonna ask VtM. So there's what? You said 4 buildings in here?
We'll say 5 buildings. There
buildings?
could have been maybe a 6th building squeezed in here, but it would have been where the kind of entryway is. So it almost is like, instead of a building, it's like a little road leading to the center of this kind of small square in the middle, which is a very big place. You know, like it's like a town square would be really massive. This is like a small fountain in the middle, which still does seem to actually be running. And
ask VtM to just prowl through the buildings on the right side. I'll take the ones on the left and just quick walk through, see if we notice anything.
All right. As you kind of go through the first building, it seems like this one was definitely way abandoned, much older than the place here. It seems a lot more run down, but since it's deep underground and there's not a lot of stuff here to mess with, it seems pretty well intact. It just seems old,
dusty, cobwebs.
The second building, you will find the signs that someone once did live here, as you will find the skeletal remains of 2 individuals. They will have been kind of hidden in a closet. It's sort of like you'll see a closet slightly ajar on the upper floors, and opening it up, you'll find those along with some like moldy clothing.
Gonna check their teeth really quick.
They look mortal.
Okay. Are they just like are the skeletons like huddled in the closet together? Or?
Yes. One seems to be maybe, you'd say like, not like child, but maybe like teenage. And the other seems to be an adult.
Gonna check if there's any like blood stains in the closet.
Sure. Just give me perception.
Investigation?
Sure. That's a good one.
Do I even have investigation? I do. Yes, of course I do.
Alright. You take a good look around, kind of searching around. You don't see any obvious signs of, like, blood stains other than maybe what would have been from them rotting away.
Decomposing.
Yeah. Like, you can see the signs of where maybe, like, the wood was damaged by the decomposition, like, around where the bodies are, but that's about it.
Alright, move on to the next house.
Okay. At that point in time, you'll kind of meet up with VtM. This house is the largest of them. You'll actually find in the kind of downstairs of the house, looks to be maybe some kind of meeting room. There is a kind of fire pit in the center, where very easily and very quickly you'll see the remains of bones within the fire pit.
Can I do a quick check to see if they're human or animal?
Sure. Once again, give me perception investigation.
Boom.
Okay. You'll kind of take a look around. You won't be able to find anything exact. VtM will be investigating something else unless you particularly ask for her to help you out.
Whatever she wants to do.
Okay. She'll be like, I found a old notebook here. It seems like this place, my Russian is a little, oh, she'll hand it over to you. She's like, I believe this is something you might be more familiar with. I'm a little rusty at languages like this.
For sure. I'll flip through it.
It's in like it's like an old Russian, so this one is not as bad as some of the languages you've met, but it's like Russian Old English, we'll call it, you know.
Okay.
It seems
still written in Cyrillic, though, right?
Yeah, still Cyrillic.
Okay.
It seems that this was the I guess called town council, and the person in charge was a servant of the mistress. He would refer to himself as.
All right.
He was able to keep a family here and safe as long as things were kept in a certain way, and it details little bits of the experiment. It's not a full like assessment, I would say. This is more like a personal journal of some kind. It does eventually kind of talk of someone who was kinfolk to the beasts stalked amongst them.
Among the town people or amongst
the 5 families.
Okay, so there's 5 families living in this little village. And one of them was kin to the beast folk.
One of the members was a kinfolk to beast folk. They couldn't identify who it was.
So they were playing a game of werewolf.
Yes, they were.
God damn it, Dantes! It's down to Salem. You son, or one night werewolf. You son of a bitch.
Oh, is there a little noose? There's a little noose in the middle of the town square. Now we know what it was for.
Every morning they'd wake up and they'd all vote on who to kill.
Yeah.
Because there had been a murder in the night.
Okay. I'm gonna. Does the journal detail what happened on a nightly basis?
No, not really on a nightly basis. It seems that
Okay.
there was a couple of incidents where someone was doing strange things. It was assumed that someone had awakened to their abilities and was unable to necessarily control them at this point in time. It was.
Is there any notes in the book if Durgasin was aware of this?
It seemed like the mistress left them to figure it out themselves for a while. Eventually, it doesn't mention who, but it does mention the individual was captured after a number of mistakes were made, it was described as. And at that point in time, Durgasin stepped in, and the individual was removed.
Gotcha.
After too many little Timmies were sent down the well.
Did we at least find out who the mafia was?
The kind of last part of mentioning this mentions that he feels like the master is done with this experiment and is beginning a new one.
Oh.
Are there any notes about what happened to them after this experiment finished?
No, it seems like the book eventually stops. There seems to be a couple more small notes just about daily life at that point in time.
Are there any dates written in?
No dates whatsoever.
Alright.
Daily life.
I guess I'll just take
when the light is on life.
I'll take the notebook with me. I'll give Fatima a quick rundown of what was happening here. Ask her if she found anything in the other 2 buildings.
She describes that one of the buildings seemed to have a scene that, it was definitely cleaned up, but it seems like someone was killed there.
Okay.
On the lower floors. It looks like maybe someone had broken in at one point in time, caused the problems.
Any claw marks anywhere, or?
No claw marks or anything like that.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we should learn pretty much all we can of this area. I guess we should move on.
Alright, so, Nathan, Dawn, the 2 of you head to the right.
And both get shot in the head.
Yeah.
Suddenly, a red dot appears on your forehead, and an echoing bang is heard.
Maybe. Yeah,
Can't believe you guys didn't notice that while you were reading.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very engrossing moment. You know?
So,
lot of
we go
social
in through the door on the right.
Yes. The door on the right will actually lead to a large room, similar to the other room you've been to, so it's the same kind of 100 by 100, which is a very kind of odd room. It almost looks like 5 rooms arranged like you would have in a house, except they're just in different portions of the room. Like, when in front of you, like, where you're entering is like almost like a sitting room area. It's got, like, old carpeting, which is falling apart, like, tables, chairs, and stuff like that. In the center of the room seems to be, like, almost like a little study area. In the back of the room, it's like straight across from you, because this is that kind of diamond shape, actually, you're kind of entering it on, is a bedroom. To the right looks like a little kitchen and dinette kind of room. This definitely doesn't have a modern feel to it too much. Like, the kitchen looks like, I would say, like a
like a frontier stove.
Early 19th century they've updated to, so it's like, a little bit of electricity, that kind of thing, so it's got like a very old tiny fridge, and a couple of things, and probably would have been actually a gas stove, kind of things like that, but...
Where's the toilet, though? They just poop in front of everyone?
Well, I mean, they didn't need to.
Okay, then. Yeah, make it sure.
Not everybody poops when they're a vampire.
That's true.
And then, to the other side seems to be maybe like a storage area. It's hard to tell because it looks like it's just a bunch of stuff like piled on top of each other.
I want to go root around in that stuff.
Okay.
I'm gonna go see what's in it, what I find.
Are there any objects that could hold a sword in the rest of the area? Because I'll let her start rummaging through the boxes.
I mean, there's probably a couple, like, bookshelves and chests in the living room and the study area. There's probably, like, some closet-type things in the bedroom area. Or maybe, like, if they really wanted to, maybe fit in the fridge. I don't know. It's like, there are places that it could have been put.
I'll eliminate all of those places and then go and help her with rummaging through the storage area.
Dawn, please give me a perception investigation, then.
Okay.
Ooh.
I didn't die in the boxes.
You didn't die in the boxes. That's actually kind of impressive.
I could have found something horrific and it just killed me instantly.
Or you fall into a box and then no one can find you because you're invisible.
Or I become a cat and never leave the box.
Dawn, could you also give me a perception alertness?
Oh. Maybe I do die in the box.
Suddenly a cat jumps out and mauls your face.
Oh no! God, oh.
Yep, there's the cat.
Yeah, I'm...
Paper cut, that's what it is.
I come out with, like,
as you're kind of, like, looking around, you hear some kind of skittering noise.
You hear that, Nathan?
Nathan's, like, looking around in, like, the book, the study area right now and thing.
Well, so keep rummaging then.
Okay.
Maybe it'll make the noise again.
Yep. Well, it's not stopped. There's just a kind of strange skittering noise, as if something's moving around within the boxes.
Am I gonna get a pet alligator too?
It's more like almost little tiny clicking noises on stone.
Yeah, evil cat, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Kind of looking around in the boxes, some of them seem to be kind of storage. It does look like there was furniture here of some kind of room, but it's kind of hard to tell what the room was because it's so piled with all this stuff over here. The stuff actually spills out of the, like, described room area, because it does look like there's, like, open space in between the rooms, so it makes this entire, like, chamber very unusual looking. So, like,
now I make a mess.
There's like separate flooring that's been put on top, that's like been layered over top of these areas to make them look like individual rooms too. If there was walls, they would look like normal rooms. They just don't have that.
Wow, they couldn't even put up a cut.
No, they couldn't even put up a curtain.
Wow. Lazy.
You find a number of crates that look like they might have been storing. One of them looked like it was filled with old books and stuff. Some of them look like maybe they have some kind of value. They're all written in a language you do not speak.
Okay.
There's also some like materials that looks like just like some clothes. Some odd objects that are like weird types of rocks in one of them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are any of them shiny?
Sure, there's probably some kind of shiny.
I'm probably gonna put them in my pocket.
Okay, gonna put a couple of shiny rocks. You will also find what looks to be, like, in one of them, like a mass, like, it's like a crate that's maybe like 3 foot by 3 foot, and inside of it is a massive geode.
Yeah, I'm taking that.
You can't lift it!
Why can't I lift it? I'm really strong!
It's a 3 foot by 3 foot chunk of stone. I mean, I guess if you wanted to, you might be able to lift it or pull it or something. It's probably a little smaller than that, but it's still, like, gigantic. It's
I mean, she does have, like, what, 7 strength?
Effectively, I mean.
I do have 5 strength, and I think it's, like, 600 pounds.
Uh-huh. And potence, don't you, too?
Yeah.
Oh, she could totally lift
I
that.
have 2 potence.
3
Okay.
foot.
Yeah.
If not, I'm gonna, like, punch it in half and carry half of it with me.
I mean,
It's shiny.
you probably don't want to do that necessarily, but
Yeah.
I mean, you might be able to lift it, but it is giant and awkward. Let's put it that way.
Okay. If not, I might just keep it in the box and just drag the box.
Yeah.
That might be a bit easier. Unless I can spot any chairs with wheels.
Please give me a number. Okay, so as you kind of pull the box out of the way, though, you will see something skitter out of the way.
Oh, no. Not okay with that. Should I give another alertness for that one, then?
Sure.
See if I actually notice.
Mm-hmm.
As you notice the
Nope,
small
no, I don't.
Okay. Yeah, so you just hear this kind of skittering, and you think you, like, see something in the light, and then it's gone, and you have no idea where it was or what it was.
Just carry on dragging that rock.
Okay.
Hey, Nathan, look what I found!
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put it on my wall.
Nathan, you've kind of, like, investigated a lot as she's been looking around, and as you're kind of heading over, you notice that she's been dragging out this giant, like, crate.
You found a rock.
A very big rock, yes.
We're looking for a sword.
It's a big, like,
Did you find a
circular
sword?
rock with part of it opened up where you can see it's filled, like, in the middle with, like, crystals, so it's, like, a big, actual, like, you know, impressive-looking geode and stuff.
That is a very lovely geode.
Yeah.
But we're looking for a sword.
I did find the sword, though. I found it.
Nathan, can you please give me perception alertness?
Yeah, it's not going to be good.
Okay.
It could have been worse.
All right.
It could have been what she rolled.
Yeah. What she rolled.
Perceptive? Am I the only perceptive person?
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, shit.
I'm good at investigating. I'm not good at alerting.
Yeah, I
see.
literally have 1 perception and 1 alertness. That is it.
All right, fair enough.
Dawn's very in her own world a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan has people for these kinds of things.
Yeah.
You, be my eyes.
Yes.
It works. He's still alive.
I mean,
So far.
So far.
technically alive.
Kind of, you know.
He's moving and talking.
That's true. So technicalities. All right.
All right, so neither of us notice
Anything.
anything.
No.
He's
All right, well-
dragging the rock.
Well then, since she's been going through these boxes, apparently looking for pretty rocks,
Mm-hmm.
can I go through the boxes as well?
Sure.
Okay.
There are some books. I don't know what language they are, but I don't know if Leslie will want
All right.
them.
You'll kind of take a look around, investigating a little I'd say, deeper than she did. You know, taking a look at, like, oh, there's the box she mentions, what's in here, you know, things like that. You begin to notice that there does seem to be a pattern to this area and the furniture that everything's stacked on. It almost seems like this may have been some kind of bedroom also. Except it doesn't have all the complete sets of furniture that the other one does. Like, you can find, like, the frame of a bed kind of thing. That, like, at first glance, it just looks like maybe it's something that was stacked on top of, but you begin to, like, trace out that, oh, this is actually, like, a bed frame. Eventually, you do notice there does seem to be some kind of trap door that is buried under all this stuff.
Was it under my rock? So I moved it then.
The rock may have been one of the things on top of it.
See, I was helping.
Excellent. Shall we take a look down through this trapdoor?
Oh yeah. Should we get the other two, or should we just go? You're reasonably fast, and I can punch things. Will be.
Yeah. I imagine we could always shout.
Or scream.
Yeah. Now, would you like to open the door, or shall I?
You open it, I'll get ready to punch things if it comes out.
Excellent. I want to open the trapdoor.
Okay.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
You kind of open the trapdoor after clearing all the stuff out of the way, which takes a little bit of time to actually clear the stuff out of the way. And as you're finishing clearing it up, and, like, pulling open the door, the other two are actually walking in as they kind of pull open this trapdoor.
Oh, excellent. We don't need to ask them to come in.
Oh, good.
Found a lovely little secret, have you?
Yes,
Yeah.
we found a trapdoor and a bunch of things we can't read.
Look at the rock,
exciting.
though.
And
What
a rock.
language?
That's a great question. If we knew which language it was, we probably would have mentioned it.
Alright, well, I'm gonna let them play with their trapdoor, and I'm gonna peek at these books.
Okay.
I'm very proud of this rock. It's mine.
So,
And if there's ever trouble, I can just, like, try and throw it at someone following.
it's a very
Good
large
luck.
stone you have there.
It seems
Yeah.
to be a collection of books. All of them are in Russian. Seems to be a big collection of it. So Durga seems to keep to her original native language. She did enjoy keeping to. The collection seems to kind of detail a large supply of different subjects of all kinds. They do seem to be more academic than anything.
Yum.
Definitely seems to be books that she may have been interested in herself, though, right?
Yes.
You guys may have found her quarters.
Told you, I always guess right.
Should never have doubted you.
Never doubt Dawn. She's incredible. She'll never get lost.
And if you need someone to find you, a very large stone.
Exactly.
She does have a really large stone right now, which is kind of unusual.
Are you going to try and fit that down the trap door there with you?
I won't bring it with me now. I'll come back for it.
Okay.
I know the way in at this point, and there's like 2 exits, so.
What are you planning on doing with that
Putting it
stone?
on my wall.
You're going to put
With
the
my sword.
stone on your wall.
Oh yeah, like on a little display thing, you know?
Ah, I see.
If you cover it with translucent soft material, you could have it be a chair. Like one of those beanbag chairs, except you'd be sitting with the translucent material over the geode. So you could actually see the geode through the translucent soft material.
I do like that idea a lot. Oh, that's a great idea. Okay, I'm gonna make a chair. Or a throne.
Fascinating.
I'm gonna make more of a throne than a bag. No. I'll make it work.
Yeah. So what's down this trapdoor?
There seems to be a ladder leading down for about 5 feet to a small kind of landing where you must squish down to a set of stairs.
Okay. Well, Red Eye's going first, or are we bringing the light?
He's busy looking at books. Ladies
Yeah, I'm
first.
flipping
True.
through books.
Yeah, I'll leave him to it. I'll go down first with my phone light.
Okay. Please give me perception alertness once you make your way down.
This is why Dawn shouldn't. Hey, I did it!
Alright. You can hear some kind of, like, rattling noise echoing from somewhere very, like, far away.
Does it sound like, do I recognize the kind of rattling? Like, pipes or anything to me? Or just a rattling that I don't know?
I would say that if you're, like, trying to think of what it sounds kind of like chains.
Oh! Could we have possibly found the dude that, ate everyone? Or something? I don't know. I'm not okay. There's no people here. You know what? I'm just not okay with this. You hear that, right, Nathan?
Let's see.
Let's see.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I do.
Yes, you do. It's not like, it's like a, kind of like a small rattle, like almost there was like a movement.
Hmm.
And then it stops for a little bit. And then it kind of does it again, almost.
I mean, the sword isn't in the room we noticed. I believe if it had been in the one that they'd investigated, they would have brought it with them and said something along the lines of, "Ooh, we found it," which they did not. So I think perhaps we need to continue looking.
Okay.
Leslie, VtM, there's apparently movement down here, and we are not sure what's making it, and it does not sound natural.
Alright, give me one moment. Tantus, there's no, like, trapping skill or anything, so am I able to use either security or stealth to, like, close the door that leads into this room behind us and set up something so that if it's opened, it'll make a noise that we could hear behind us?
You could probably
has an idea.
put together something with security. I'd say security intelligence. We'll say you throw together
Intelligence? Alright.
Yeah.
Put the rock in front of the door. We
Just so
hear it.
nobody can get in at all.
Yeah.
I don't think I can move it.
Oh.
Okay, you set something up that'll, like, if it falls down, it'll make some noise then.
Okay.
And hopefully
All right,
it'll be loud
then-
enough for you to hear. Like, the thing is, like, you're like, we might be able to hear this, but you can't guarantee kind of thing is the unfortunate stuff.
Can I also just, like, I'm gonna tell VtM to head down the trapdoor ahead of me. And then I'm just gonna, like, grab some scrap, head down the trapdoor, and then put it, like, at the base, so if anyone tried to walk on it, it makes a noise as well.
Sure.
There we go.
Good thinking, Leslie.
Thank you. Do you guys want to lead ahead, or you want us to go first?
Feel like you can see better.
It's a valid point. All right.
Yeah.
VtM and Leslie scouting again.
Okay.
Wait, where did we leave the crocodile?
The crocodile might be just on those stairs guarding the exit,
Okay.
we could say.
Good croc.
Sure. He's guarding the secret door.
If not, he definitely would not be coming down that ladder.
Can
But
he?
could've got it.
Crocodiles can't have no night vision, do they?
Not really, no. I mean,
All right,
they've got a little bit. Like, if there is some light, they could probably see something, and they probably have other senses.
Maybe
Yeah.
we left him in the room with the electric light then.
Okay.
That way
Oh,
at
so we
least
just
he's
came
not.
down first stairs and stayed in that big open room.
Yeah, the one where we found the light switch and.
Yeah. I mean, there are probably light switches in some of these other rooms, you just never checked for them.
Fair.
Alright. So, you'll kind of head down another set of the stairs, and about halfway down, all of you begin to notice this kind of chain noise. As if something is chained up and beginning to move. It starts to become, like, more and more.
Can I hear any water or anything?
No. You can give me a perception alertness, though, if you want to see if you can hear something else.
Yeah, you know I'm gonna do that.
Go on one of those shiny little rocks out of my
Alright.
pocket, ready to throw. Wow!
All right.
I'm very alert.
You hear all the
Very
chain movement,
perceptive.
but then you begin to hear something else that, like, seemingly no one else is like a. A very low, like, kind of like, just ugh kind of noise.
Do Nathan and Dawn still have their like phone lights on?
Probably.
Probably just.
It would be really hard to walk downstairs without them.
All right, I'm gonna tell Leslie's gonna tell Nathan and Dawn to turn the lights off and just stay still.
Okay.
Very ready
And
to punch anything that touches.
yeah, and I'm gonna get Fidame to come with me.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna ask Fidame if she has any ability to be sneaky.
Beyond what you saw earlier, I have nothing else. I did learn a trick slightly similar to Nathan's a long time ago, but only if I stand still, and I am not as good at it.
All right, I'm gonna. Are we in like another hallway or like what are we in?
It's the stairs leading down.
We're
Like,
still in the
You can
staircase.
see that it goes down about another 100 feet, I'll say. So you guys have gone about like 30 feet down these stairs before you heard this noise.
Okay, I'm gonna.
By the way, wow. Thank you, Fidame.
Yeah. I'm gonna stealthily walk down these stairs. Gonna tell Fidame to just stay where she is for the moment, and I'll wave her forward.
Okay.
When I can.
Okay.
I don't want whatever this thing is knowing we're here.
Yes. All right. So you will kind of get down to the bottom. As you kind of like see, this room is incredibly unusual, is the best way to describe it. It is a square chamber in front of you, and you can see beyond everything you see in here a door at the back. But chained with countless chains from the ceiling is an individual. You can see some kind of mechanism seems to have been triggered by your movements here, as a stake has been removed from him. And then you could also see, like, strange, almost intravenous things have been pumping in blood as the last of it kind of stops as this thing is stirring in front of you.
So there's no more blood flowing in intravenously.
No.
It's already done?
Yes. It looks like across its arms on each side was like 5 things were kind of impaled into it. It starts to like it begins to like kind of move, kind of crack.
I'm gonna call all of them to get down here as quickly as I can, and
as it kind of looks up, and like you can see its eyes glowing red.
Oh fuck. Alright, what do you want me to do?
Courage roll! Thank you very much.
Oh. Is that just a straight courage?
It is a straight courage roll.
Well, good luck, Leslie. I believe.
I'm gonna burn a willpower.
Alright then.
Oh, speaking of, how many willpower did I get back from the last one?
You only get 1 back. Unless specifically... I'll have to check and see if like you would have gotten an extra back. We'll just say 1 for now, though.
Okay, well, I'll just leave willpower where it is then. Burn a willpower on this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It seems as though, like, when he kind of looks forward, seeing, maybe he noticed something's going on. As, like, the creature in front of you, it's just, like, it looks to be, like, this kind of, he's got long hair, male, just in, like, a pair of, like, shorts that seem kind of torn and stuff, as if, like, he's been, like, suspended here.
He's still wrapped in chains, right?
Where is sin? He's going to say, and you recognize. He's saying it in Russian.
Mm-hmm. What did he say though?
Where is sin?
Leslie's gonna draw his pistol and aim it right at this thing's head, and just ask friend or foe.
He will snarl as the chains will bend but not quite break as this thing shifts.
Right, I've already called
Into
these guys
massive
down, so I'm...
black Krynos wolf with a huge set of fangs.
Should have left the rock
And we
alone.
will go to break.
Did it.
As the chained abomination stands in front of you. Oh,
Yay!
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
quick break. Bathroom, snack, drink, anything you need, and we'll be back. And we'll see what happens with them if they piss a horrible monstrosity that shouldn't exist. That is nearly impossible to get to exist. But Durgason had one as a guard.
Pet.
Yeah.
Sex slave.
I mean, that wasn't bad.
Anyway, we'll be back in a little
yeah.
bit. So
After we all changed our pants.
yes.
Yes.